Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Movie Canon. I am your host, Giovany, and this is a spoiler review and discussion of Avengers Endgame. But first, let me introduce the very first The Movie Canon Movie Council. Bryan.
Hello.
Ivan.
Yo.
Jessica.
Hello.
And Jacob.
Hey.
They will be joining me today as we review and talk about one of the, if not the most anticipated films of the year. Before we get started, this podcast style video has a giveaway. I am giving away one Avenger Endgame Funko Pop. The winner can choose one of the Avengers Endgame Funkos you see on your screen. Must be a subscriber to this YouTube channel and have a mailing address within the United States. Check out the description of this video for more details. So with that, let's get this spoiler review started.
And here we go.
Alright, so I'm going to kick this off with my predictions that I did. I made this video maybe like a week ago, and I made some little predictions, and most of them were wrong to a certain extent. Some of them were right. So I'm going to ask you guys to honestly say who did you think was going to die in Endgame before you watched the movie. So I'm going to start it off with Ivan.
No one, because I did not think about it at all. I didn't watch any trailers or even come up with my own theories or predictions because I wanted everything to be surprising. I didn't want to feel disappointed in any way or felt like I predicted something. So I put no thought into it.
Jessica?
I thought either Captain America or Tony Stark was going to die. Like at least one of the major people.
Right?
Same. I thought it was one of those two for sure. Thanos.
Those two guys?
Yeah, for sure. One of either Captain America or Tony Stark. But I knew for sure Thanos was going to die.
Jacob?
Honestly, I really thought, I was really believing that Tony Stark was going to die the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my favorite Avenger, but a few years ago I heard about like his contract ending in 4 years. I don't know anything about anyone else's contract, but once I heard about his contract ending, the thought of him dying just came in my head and never exit.
Okay, so of the Avengers who died, so we have Tony Stark, we have Black Widow, and who else died?
Technically Captain America?
No.
He's still
Well,
alive.
he's going to kick the bucket soon.
Hey, still kicking.
Yeah, well, he's like
His-
120 years old.
The story of his character's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his character dead.
Yeah, so I remember that wasn't there more than 2 Avengers who died in this movie?
Yeah. Ant-Man died when they blew up the building, so I thought he was dead.
He should have died. He should
I
have
thought
died.
Hawkeye was dead. I was like, wow, they didn't even
all of
Game
them should have died,
Thrones
actually.
Yeah, because he got
Yeah.
like full on like torpedoes.
That would-
Yeah.
That would have
he's
been
fine.
the perfect setup for the climax because
Caught him off guard.
as soon as they brought back the other heroes, they die. So the other heroes come back and they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's actually something that I predicted, or not predicted, but I talked about in the prediction video that when I first saw Infinity War, and then I saw that the original Gangster Avengers survived, and then all the other ones died. So I thought that maybe in this movie, in Endgame, that there'll be some kind of a swap, like the originals would have to give up their lives so
They
that
would
the
die.
new ones could come back. So I was thinking about something like that. But then I kind of let go of that idea. So what did you think about Black Widow dying?
I thought it was way super sad, but it was like cool that it was Hawkeye that was the one to do it, obviously. And that she got to like choose to die instead of like somebody like killing her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I didn't think that she would die because sometimes I think too much about what's good for business for Disney and Marvel
But that
Studios.
was like a fun risk though. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like playing it safe where it's like, well, we can return time or whatever. You know?
Because there is a Black Widow movie coming.
I know, right?
So I'm guessing it's going to be a prequel. Because it may come out next year. I'm sure the next year or two, because Marvel Studios hasn't announced Phase 4 yet because they're waiting for Endgame to for it to finish its run or whatever. So I think the Black Widow film, I think is coming out in May. I think I'm not 100% sure, but so that's why I was like, well, it can't be Black Widow unless it's a prequel. But that's why I didn't really predict her to die. But how about you, Evan? Black Widow?
Did I predict her? That she was
No. Just your thoughts on her dying.
Oh, sorry. And I was
Jessica?
and I was really sad because I thought she was gonna be like the new Nick Fury, and I thought that was like
okay.
a really cool post for her. So then I was like, that made me.
I didn't even think about that, but that makes sense.
Neither.
Yeah. So okay, your turn.
So that's not gonna happen now, right?
Yeah, I know.
My thoughts on it was a great scene. Them fighting each other so they could sacrifice themselves. It was really cool because you're thinking first it's gonna be Black Widow and then it's gonna be Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And then it was Black Widow, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was definitely a better Soul Stone scene than the one from Infinity War, because there was a battle going on here, and there's more of a which one's gonna die, which one's gonna fall, which one's actually gonna make it, kind of make it. So that's why it was better than the Infinity War scene.
Yeah.
Jessica?
I don't know. I thought it was more emotional because I'm more invested with Quill, so it like made me that much more sad.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
like terribly invested in Hawkeye and Black Widow. Like it was a really cool scene, like scene wise, like shot wise, but like emotional wise and like story wise, I don't think it was.
You're more affected emotionally in the
I
Infinity War
did
scene.
forget about Bruce Banner's interest with her.
Yeah. see,
Yeah, what happened to that?
I
mean,
Nothing now.
It was an Age of Ultron.
Well, yeah.
Last time they really kind of touched on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, so then when you see the Hulk like all upset, you're like, oh, that's right, you forgot about
Did
that.
they ever hook up
That's
though?
true.
Like ever?
Never.
I don't think
Not
so.
on
They
screen.
didn't. No.
I thought they did.
No.
I was always like unspoken.
No, because I think Hulk was untamed still, so who knows what would
Oh,
happen
baby.
in the middle of stuff.
I think the reason why you forgot it, which is like a good way to, I guess, write the movie, in that she also had a close connection with Hawkeye. So I like how they shared their moments in the screen, and that kind of made us forget about Banner and her relationship. But I think Hawkeye and hers was like more important. So I like that the way they made the scene, like you kind of forgot about the Banner relationship.
Jacob, any thoughts on Black Widow?
Well, I
then?
wasn't a big fan of them like fighting over who to die or whatever.
You didn't care which
I
one?
didn't. I mean, I did care, like kind of on a low scale, but once I saw Hawkeye do that leap off, I was like, oh, okay, so he's definitely him. So it was a surprise seeing Black Widow like doing that little switch where he uses his grappling, so he has to stay up. But overall, I did like the decision to make it, but yeah, it did come to a surprise.
All right, so another death that occurred in Avengers Endgame is at the beginning of the movie, Thanos. So what did you guys think about, although the first death anyways. So what did you guys think when Thor decapitates Thanos, like within, what is it, 20 minutes of the movie, 25 minutes?
I'm surprised you guys didn't predict that in your prediction. Just kidding. No, I really liked it. It really threw a wrench in the whole thing. But like any ideas you had of them battling out just completely changed. So I didn't know where I was going, and I really liked that.
Yeah, so like at first, when it first happened, I was like, wait, what? They fucking killed him
They
already?
showed him limping.
But no, wait.
Yeah.
They're gonna do the whole time travel stuff, and he's gonna somehow be back in time, and they're gonna battle him somehow.
I actually wasn't surprised with Thanos dying right at the beginning. I did kind of expect, because he does come back, like one way or another, like in the comic books a lot. So I was expecting them to do that. And after how much he tore down the Avengers in Infinity War, I was expecting something retribution, like something big happening right in the beginning. And I was thinking he was gonna fight back. I was surprised that he didn't fight back, but I was expecting him to die at the beginning.
I was super like shocked as soon as it happened especially like the way Thor did it. He was just like, "Blah," but I like his little joke when he was just like, "I went for the head." I was like, "Oh my god!" But like, it was really good. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Can you just delete this? I don't like what I'm saying.
It was just like all of a sudden, just.
I know.
You
And we're like,
you just hear like.
and I was like, huh?
I just hear like the
And everyone
head
else was like,
slam
"Yeah!"
somewhere and start rolling. I was like, what did just happen? Did he just cut his head off?
Seriously though, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, where are they even gonna go with this? Like, it reminded me of like spoiler, like Game of Thrones. I was like, where the hell is this gonna go? Like, they just killed like the main focus of the movie.
Like killing Ned Stark?
Yeah, that's why I said spoiler.
Another decapitation that caused a bunch
Yeah, so I was like, what is even happening? So I thought that was cool, but then I was kind of like, I don't know, it kind of made me weary of like how they're gonna go about.
Jigo?
Well, I didn't have any kind of theories about time travel, so it did come like a big surprise for me that they just killed him off in the very beginning. And it was kind of a surprise that he didn't fight back at all, but they did show that he was kind of weak. He just destroyed the stone. So, but I did enjoy the little callback from Thor saying I went for the head this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a big surprise and good opener for me. I liked it.
All right, so I mean, we all knew that Tony Stark was gonna somehow get back to Earth because he's needed to basically make it to the climax of this movie. So we all know now that Captain Marvel showed up from space somewhere and
Very conveniently.
out of nowhere, and he just found the spaceship, and and Tony Stark was in need just like seconds, minutes before he died,
Hours.
To me, it looked
As
like-
oxygen.
or something.
It looked
Yeah.
like they were at least like tracking them, you know. I don't think she just found them out of the blue.
So okay, so ultimately, what was your overall thoughts about Captain Marvel rescuing Tony Stark?
Well, like you said, like it was needed. Like obviously, I knew they were gonna get rescued, but I didn't know by who. It was kind of exciting to see that it was her. You know, right away when you just see that glowing, you know it's her.
Yeah.
Which was neat, but I think because she's just so new, you know, like the movie just came out. It's like I don't have that character development and like attachment yet to be like, oh my god, like to give me that, you know,
Yeah.
like excitement about it. But it was cool, you know, it looked cool and everything. But I don't know. And it'd be cooler if he was rescued by somebody that I'm more attached to.
But
I
then
get
who
it.
else could?
That's what I'm saying. But I
Who
get
would?
it. I
Or yeah,
get
could.
why they chose her. So yeah.
Ivan?
Well, if you watch Captain Marvel at the very end, you realize why it's not completely out of the blue. Because after she got the page from Fury, and then the post-credit scene, she shows up and she's already talking to whatever is remaining of the Avengers. Rocket's there, so obviously he has some sort of like tracking, some way to track Star-Lord's ship.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. It wasn't out of the blue.
That was the best setup for. And they just didn't want to show that.
So it sounds like Captain Marvel showed up, like she was like on the way.
No. This was afterwards.
Remember, she showed up on Earth, and she was just like, "Where's Fury?"
Oh, did she? Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was when she first showed up, and they just skipped all like the details.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Right,
sure
yeah.
Rocket Raccoon said Star-Lord's ship is out there. Can you go bring them here?
All right, but you liked it though.
It was better pacing instead of showing them that. Yeah.
Brian?
I thought it was convenient. I didn't see Captain Marvel. And if I seen Captain Marvel, for me to understand that, you know, there was a reason why she knew where they were, why make it a post-credit scene? Like, you're not explaining anything to me while watching Endgame. To me, it just came off as very convenient. You know, it was a very dire situation. I was looking forward to see how they get out of it. You saw the light. You hear everyone cheering. Like I said, I didn't see Captain Marvel.
Did you know who it was though right away when you see
Not
the light?
right away. I saw a bright light, and when I heard the cheering, I figured it out.
Jacob?
I haven't seen Captain Marvel, so to me it was total.
What?
Can you hear his shaking of his head?
I haven't seen
Okay.
Captain Marvel, so to me it was a total surprise. But yeah, I saw it with him. So when I heard the cheering, I kind of figured who it was. And then I didn't have a problem with it. wasn't surprised. Whatever, moving on. I guess just like a tool.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it either.
So he's back on Earth, so that the whole plot story can move forward.
Yeah, when I saw that it was her, I was just like, okay, this is gonna happen a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I was expecting possibly even remember Volume 2 Guardians, Sylvester Stallone, he got that crew going. Could have been them, but that would have just it would have slowed down the story. So
yeah, they'd rescue him right away, because then it'd be like, oh, this is like half the movie just Tony Stark waiting to be saved or some shit. I thought it was gonna be something like that. So that was good that they did it like right away.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you can getting stuff moving forward and stuff.
It was cool, but it just didn't have the impact I think they were aiming for. Unless you are a true like Captain Marvel fan, then I don't think it did.
Okay, so this film uses a lot of time travel, and in the past, from what I've seen, is that it gets a little too complicated, too complex, and it just seems like a cop-out. It just doesn't usually work. So I was a little concerned that it wouldn't really work, but I thought it worked just fine. But Ivan, what did you think about the time travel elements of Avengers Endgame?
I thought it was fine. I hold the whole MCU to like a lower standard of that's too convenient, stuff like that, because almost every movie it's really convenient. It's just they don't try to set up a very complex tight story. It's just entertainment. So they were having fun with the whole time travel, and that was fine with me. It was just fun. Like if you don't take it too seriously, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was I liked it.
It probably didn't bother me as much because it was like, well, what else are they gonna do, really? Especially in the first act that we know that Thanos destroyed the stones.
Yeah, I was completely expecting.
And I was like, well, what else is there to really move this along? So I was like, yeah, I guess it's gonna be that. Although we all knew it was gonna be time travel, but that was just the only way around that. Jessica?
To me, it was super reminiscent of Harry Potter. Like when they use the time turner and then go back to like change everything.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, so I was like, oh. But I thought it was like how I did with Harry Potter. I thought it was really cool that like you can see different perspectives of the same scene. Like just seeing it from that way was really neat. And then just like how, yeah, it was just cool.
Bryan?
I didn't have any problems with it. I'm not too familiar with like quantum mechanics and quantum physics.
Yeah, but who is?
I know exactly. So, but the thing is that in the quantum realm, the laws of physics don't really apply. So I thought it was a good way to do. Let's go back and let's get the stones or whatever. And the way they explain the timeline splits and how you can reverse that by going back and returning the stones to that timeline. I thought that it was a really good. I thought they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It could have been disastrous.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
Jacob?
For me, the whole time travel thing was kind of a turn off at the beginning because I didn't know where they were going to go with it because I didn't have any theories about it. But once they started explaining it, I kind of got the idea where they were going. And it wasn't a big problem. But in the beginning, it kind of was like the whole time travel aspect was a bit of a turn off. I was on Tony's side when he was talking about how it was a dumb idea. I should move on to something else. Because I didn't have any time travel theory, so I thought they were going to face Thanos in the current time. So the whole beginning thing was a big shock. But yeah, I'm kind of glad where they went.
All right, so what did you guys think about like the middle part of the film, like the second act, like going through the whole time travel stuff and going back to those scenes from those previous movies, finding those stones? So it was kind of like now the Avengers are on the hunt for the stones, just like Thanos was on the hunt for the stones in the last film. So what did you guys think about that part of the movie?
For me, I get it. It's like the last film in the this whole era thing, but for me, it kind of dragged on a bit. Like I don't think you really needed all those like Thor and his mother scenes, or I don't know. For me, it just kind of it was longer than it needed to be.
So it could have been cut.
Some parts could have been cut just a little bit. I'm not saying like it was like a big problem, but for me, it just kind of dragged on a few scenes.
Brian?
I really liked the first Avengers was in 2012 New
Yeah.
York. I really like that, and I really like Peter Quill.
Okay, yeah.
He's singing and he's got the headphones on, but then we don't hear the music. He's just singing like an idiot.
And we didn't get that in Guardians, right?
Exactly. So that was perfect. But that's exactly what happened. He was just walking around, singing like a moron and kicking stuff and singing into the lizard. I really like that scene.
And then he just got knocked out.
Yeah.
War Machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So I really enjoyed it. It was like, again, because just from seeing it from different perspectives, it was cool to see that. And then just knowing that this was the last film, like Endgame, to just go back and like relive all these great times and like funny moments and, you know, nostalgic things like Captain America in the elevator. You know, you think he's gonna be like, does anybody want to get out? You know, but really he's like, Elijah, you know, and just takes it. And then the same thing with like the Guardians, and he's like singing into the thing, and yeah, I thought it was really neat, and it was a nice way to like close it all to like, and even like showing Loki, you know. So I thought that was really cool.
Wait, so what happened with the whole Loki
He's still
thing?
alive.
I know he got away.
He got away.
Because he picked up the
Yeah.
Tesseract.
Yeah, so he got away in that reality. But then they went even further back in time and then regot
Future
it.
Loki movie.
But
I think he's gonna get a TV show.
Yeah, they're doing it together.
That's probably where it's gonna pick up from.
But still, like just seeing him again, like it was like everything was coming to a close. So it was neat to see every character like coming to play. So.
Yeah, it was cool seeing the New York scene. I remember some people complaining about what's that group? Doctor Strange, his group.
Okay. Yeah.
People were saying like if they were there at the Sanctum, why didn't they help out? It was cool seeing her defend the Sanctum, so that's why she didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was nice seeing the classic Ant-Man helmet, and that part was cool. And to me, everything besides Thor's besides Thor talking to his mom, besides Iron Man talking to his dad, it was nice because they did lose them unexpectedly, and they always kind of wish they could have done something more. So it was nice them getting it, getting that moment. Yeah, and Captain America got to have that life. So it was cool that they got to have that thing they always felt they missed out on. Yeah. So the time traveling thing was pretty neat for them as
closing.
Yeah, closing. It was nice. It was cool seeing Captain America fight Captain America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the best part of the whole time traveling thing. I didn't have any problems with it. I didn't feel it was too long. I liked it.
So did you guys like the whole Thor with the dad bod and the alcoholism and all that stuff?
So I thought in the beginning it was super hilarious, you know, but I think once it got to the more serious stuff, like, you know, he finally has like the hammer and the axe, like that's badass. But then he has this dad bod going on, you know, so I'm like, god damn it, like that kind of ruins it, you know. So I wish he would have just done some like Asgardian sit-ups or something and gotten rid of it, just for like, I want him to go out as Thor, not as some like Joe Schmo on the couch.
The joke was
it was
too long.
It was overplayed, but it was funny. It was much needed comic relief like throughout, and it was just fun to see him in a role that like he's not normally.
And he remains the rest of the movie like that, right?
Yeah, the whole movie. That's what I'm saying. Like even in the epic battle fight, you know, like I want Thor. I don't want this like weird Thor. So that kind of sucked, but it was still epic. But it is not what I wanted.
Yeah, I agree that was really fun in the beginning, but for me, the whole joke, it didn't bother me that towards the end that he still had the dad bod. He still had both hammers and he was still kicking ass, so it didn't bother me. I liked
with
it.
2 freaking hammers, man.
Yeah, and then I love that joke. Not really a joke, but when he's like when he's telling Captain America to switch hammers because he needs a small one and he gets a big one.
Yeah. I
love that joke, and the whole I love Thor with the dad bod. It works for me. It did. So it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean the joke worked at first, but
for me it didn't get old.
Just
I enjoyed it the whole way.
To me, the joke didn't even work in the beginning.
The shit didn't work.
Because even if you know a little bit of Thor about Thor, like the whole mythos, he always eats a lot. Even when he was in Asgard, he drinks a ridiculous amount and eats a lot. Like what, like American processed food.
Oh, well, yeah, but that was just for the whole. What would be something people don't expect of Thor in this type of situation? Like he looks like fucking. What's his face? Anthony Hopkins, pretty much. Well, the body, anyways. But I mean, it worked. It was funny at first, but it kind of wore off.
It ran its course.
Yeah. So I don't know if the next time we see Thor, is he still going to be like that, or
No, he'll probably be a little bit more active.
The Guardians will make too much fun of him. Lose the weight.
Oh yeah, they did make fun of Star-Lord in the beginning of Infinity War about gaining some weight. So they'll probably get around to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Black Widow died, Tony Stark died, and then we'll talk about Tony Stark's death and when we talk about the climax or the third act of the film. But is there anyone else who died that was not a villain?
Lots of civilians. Just kidding.
Well, who cares about that? Those are the only Avengers that died, right? Those two?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay, because in my podcast prediction, I said that there was going to be more than one Avenger that was going to die. I thought it would be more than two, but it looks like it's just going to be those two. Although the ones that I predicted were going to die were Captain America, which he didn't die. And I don't remember who I said was gonna. Who else was gonna die? It was just gonna be more Avengers, maybe like 4 or 5 or something. But it's just 2. So, what are your thoughts on that?
After they all came back, they should have been more deaths in that final battle. Everything was the fact that nobody was dying, especially after the raining fire scene. Nobody died. Nobody important died. Like some few like red shirts died. That's it. Somebody should have died. Even like if it was a what's that guy from that helps Doctor Strange? He could have died.
Oh yeah.
Anybody like he could have died.
Well, really, only Tony Stark died in that scene.
Yeah.
Because even Black Widow didn't die in that scene.
That just takes away the whole threat.
The stakes. So Brian, what do you think about that?
I agree. As I mentioned earlier, when they were able to undo everything Thanos did at the end of Infinity War with a snap of the finger by Professor Hulk, they get attacked, and you see this massive explosion, and was Ant-Man?
Ant-Man.
I was like, rest in peace, Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But way to go. That was pretty cool. You're just going to start wiping people off? All right, let's get this battle going. But he's still alive. I was like, okay. And Hawkeye's still alive. Like, okay. You know, I mean...
Somebody should have died.
Seriously.
A couple of people.
Yeah, that was that looked like a huge ass attack.
Yeah.
And I was...
It
So
was like
like-
direct hit.
Like no one saved, no one
It got
survived
me.
that.
It got me a little bit up from my seat a little bit when I saw the explosions. I was like, oh, so this is where it's going. People are gonna start dying off right now, but they all live.
Yeah, this could have been the MCU's Red Wedding, but no, they could have fucking blew it. Like it was perfect. They had barely brought back everyone that died in Infinity War. They could have killed off even half of who was at the Avengers base, and that would have been amazing.
But no.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see Ant-Man die. I really like Ant-Man, but I thought it was crazy that they would just kill him off like that. Like him looking out the window, like noticing what's going on, and just the massive explosion.
Like
you see it. You see him getting blown up. I was like, oh, that's it. But I guess he must have pressed a button or something. And yeah, Hawkeye lived too. Yeah, I don't know.
You?
Well, I was pretty shocked that Thanos was getting his ass kicked by what's this character's name? Oh my god, what's that chick's name?
Captain Marvel?
No, right before Scarlett Johansson. No, not Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow?
Elizabeth
Olsen's
character. What's her name?
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch just came out of nowhere and started kicking Thanos' ass by herself. When like the only character who could do that probably Captain Marvel at this point. So I was surprised that he was getting his ass beat and actually needed the help that he wouldn't care that his own fuse was going to get killed
that's when he.
That's when he actually called for help. That's when he actually needed help. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought Ant was gonna die right at that point. I thought he got exploded.